Then you give the nurses instead. So that's a different issue.
Yeah.
I just think the issue with this, it has a lot to do with the funding, the governmental lottery funding, because an environment has been created for these athletes. First of all, you do need the talent, but these athletes to then maximize their potential.
Right.
Now, since the Olympics has become professional as it has, you have lots of full-time athletes. In the old days, it wasn't professional, so you have to have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to train when you can. And now that it's professional, you're talking about, and look at the sports that England now excel in terms of winning a lot of the gold medals. Cycling, sailing.
Yeah.
Now, I know how much those bikes cost. Now, not a lot of, if you go to Africa, none of the African countries can afford to have their athletes full-time training. So you're also targeting certain sports. And is that a good thing when you target certain sports where you know we can win gold medals in this? So athletes' funding have been cut in certain sports whereby we think they're not going to win. So we are really manufacturing a situation to win gold medals rather than supporting the whole sporting environment, if you like. So I think at times, yes, you can look at, of course, athletics is very obvious.
It's the question that sort of bothers a whole lot of us, because you're actually, lots of money has been invested in providing the support network that's required to reach excellence.
Not for everyone.
Not for everyone, but we do that in our Premiership football. And then you take our finest footballers and you put them together in a team and you send them over for a World Cup, and it's one of the most embarrassing sporting spectacles of my entire life.
But what we do in the Premiership is not for English players, it's for foreign players. And there are less and less English players playing
but the English players in England, the Welsh and Wales, I mean, look, Wales.
No. Of course, that's a separate issue. But the English players, they probably have less than 30% English players to choose from in the Premier League. So if you look at the strength of the Premier League, it's in the foreign players, and the money that's being spent in the Premier League is being spent on foreign players. So that works detrimentally for the English national team. So, but from an athletic point of view or an Olympic point of view, all of that money is being spent on British athletes for them to improve. So therefore, I think that, you know, obviously they need to have the talent, but there's an environment being created for them to solely concentrate on their sport rather than anything else, so therefore they can maximize their potential. Okay. Yes, you need the talent as well, don't get me wrong, but the thing that I don't necessarily agree with is the fact that you're actually just targeting certain sports that you know you can do. So a kid who can do a sport, that lottery funding is being cut for so many other sports, and what happens to them?
Okay. Yeah. There are some, I mean, Ling, our shooter, of course, is still a farmer by profession, so he's got a day job.
You shouldn't have done your practice, though,
yeah, that's true. Is he, how do we do it?
I'll use Jamaica as an example. You look at the Jamaican athletes, and an environment was created. When I grew up in Jamaica, at 11 years old, 9 years old, if you could run, you could sprint, you're running in the national stadium in front of 20,000 from your 9 years old. There's a culture of it, of sprinting in Jamaica. So therefore, there's an environment in Jamaica that encourages, supports sprinters. So we may not win medals in any other thing. Athletics, because they haven't got money for cycling or sailing or anything else. So, and you don't need money to be a good athlete. So you need an environment created to support that, and that is what we have in this country.
Okay, love it.